You're listening to the Pace Radio Network, here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Look, and something came up on my screen right at the wrong time. Hello. Welcome to the Mushie Moment for today, February 21st, 2023. We are here live on paceradio.net, cbgtv.com, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn now as well, which is really cool. And I am here live today with my co-host and good friend, Mr. Steve Mather. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Cindy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, we're still playing these ads, showing people that we have been nominated.
Did you vote? Did you vote?
I voted. I am voting daily.
Okay.
And you are invited to vote daily as well. Yeah, so we've been nominated for Podcast of the Year via the Can Expo, and we're all pretty excited about it here at Pace Radio.
We're also excited that we have two guests today, not just one.
2 versus 1. Yeah, the first guest that we're going to bring on is actually a close personal friend of yours and a good friend of mine as well. I met her through you, and you spent time healing in another country with her.
Down in Mexico on a healing journey that she graciously facilitated for me. And it's, the journey continues, the healing continues, and through this, we've met somebody else that facilitates healing for people. Down in Mexico and now up here.
Yeah, which is really, really exciting. But you and I had met through you doing that documentary there a couple of years ago, and when you and Lisa had first got back from Mexico, we all met in Vancouver.
Yes, we did.
Which was pretty cool.
There was the first one. The first one was at the Amsterdam, correct?
The Amsterdam, yeah. Yes. Yeah, because you happened to be on your way when she gave you a call, and then you both came along, and it was pretty awesome.
That was, it was actually an interesting meeting because that's kind of the first time I'd met somebody that had reached out from seeing me in the documentary as well. So it was, And look what it's grown into. Wow.
Yeah.
It's growing and healing and helping others heal and just manifesting into a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. It's been an exciting journey. I really enjoyed watching the journey that you and Lisa had in Mexico, and now she is down there again. And we'll bring her on and we'll talk about her being down there again and what she's doing down there, and how she has met the lovely Miriam, who'll be popping on after that.
Let's do it.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Cindy. Hi, Steve.
Thanks for so much for coming on. Look, I went cloudy for a moment. We really appreciate it. We've been asking you for a few weeks now, so it's really nice that we finally got you to come on. Is pretty fantastic. And you're down there in the beautiful Mexico, actually dog sitting right now.
I am. I have 2 lovely little puppies that I'm taking care of, and they're taking care of me.
Oh, that's amazing. But you moved down there as I learned, about a year or so ago, when we had chatted
almost
about it.
A year and a half ago.
Yeah,
really?
That you're down there looking to be basically a tourist guide for those that are looking to come down and have healing ceremonies in the area.
Somewhat, yes. What I was hoping to do is throughout my travels and with Steve as well, we gathered a lot of and connected with a lot of different types of healers, various modalities, and I've been keeping track of them, and some I've worked more with, others I've returned for my own healing. But that was my my thinking, was to be a contact here in Mexico for those who wish to come down and try various modalities, ranging from ayahuasca to cacao.
Cacao, yeah.
You know, and everything in between.
Yes, Bufo, Cambo.
Bufo being one of them that I recently tried.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was beautiful.
It was different. I don't really have words for it. Just it's all feeling.
That's amazing.
I don't know. We're not going to that yet, or we are?
Sure. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, well, we can talk about it, and yeah. Let's talk about your Bufo experience for a moment.
Okay. Well, I've tried it twice in my lifetime. I have to admit, for being such a strong sacred medicine, it was my very, very first medicine. And possibly it was a little bit strong for me at the time. It was in 2020 that I tried it. And I had a complete whiteout, to the point where I didn't remember anything. And that kind of scared me from doing it again for quite a while, until January of this year, when I met somebody that I had the confidence enough to try it again. And that's our other guest that we'll talk to later. But what happened was I had this beautiful experience with her, and her mother actually facilitated here on their property in just outside of Valle de Bravo. And it made me realize why the very first time I tried it in 2020, why I had a whiteout. I wasn't physically strong enough at that time in 2020. And it needed to basically, I think, knock me out. And so what had happened was I had a bad car accident a few years prior, and I had a lot of stored energy in my body that was stuck. And so when I had the experience this January, just last month, I realized why I was not knocked out, but put into a beautiful white space. And it also made me realize how far I had come, because this ceremony in January wasn't near as physical as the first one in 2020. I was able to feel more of the bodily sensations, and the ceremony is with beautiful sounds and music and singing, and my body was able to connect more with that this time in January, last month. Whereas in the 2020, I had too much trauma in my body that I had to release and let go. And so that has been my journey. So it showed me how far I had come in the 3 years of, well, just over 2 years of healing.
Wow. And let's bring Miriam on, because you had the ceremony with our other guest, Miriam. Yes. And hi, Miriam. Did you find having
Hello.
Oh, I lost the question I was going to ask.
Did you find having?
I think I was going to ask, if you found having a different facilitator helpful.
Yes. So what happened was
yeah.
it was the facilitator and having that trust as well. So what happened is I was introduced to Miriam by a mutual friend. And I went to meet Miriam last November to talk to her about my fear of trying the medicine again, because the first time leaving me with no memory whatsoever kind of scared me.
Yeah.
Because my imagination ran wild. Why don't I remember? Was it so traumatic? What happened? And so when I met Miriam in November, we talked it out, and it was very nice to meet her and get to know her and her style of how she works with the medicine. Even in November, though, I wasn't ready. I still had this fear, these thoughts. But as luck would have it, well, not luck, I believe it was meant to be that we were brought together again for January. And I felt ready. And I met Miriam's mother, Cecilia, who facilitated, and having the two strong women, and I felt so taken care of that I was able to let go more and feel and connect with the medicine. So it was beautiful.
Long awkward pause.
No, I didn't know what to say after that.
We can Miriam, actually, I had a couple of questions for you. Well, one question. You have studied psychology, and that's how that's really what you did before you started working with the medicine, correct? You were a psychologist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I studied psychology, and then I did different specialties.
Mm-hmm.
And as studying psychology, I also went to a therapy, like different kinds of therapies. Yeah. And when I tried for the first time, the medicines is something that changed my life, because it's like everything that I had studied and that I had worked very deep in myself, gets a click, all this.
Yes, it becomes a part
already.
rather than
I
knowledge.
feel it. Uh-huh.
Yes.
It's not still at the mind. It became very deep inside me.
Yes.
So that's why I start studying about the medicines and all this path.
Wow. That's really exciting. So you work specifically with Bufo. Is that the only medicine that you work with, or do you work with others?
No,
only
with Bufo, and sometimes I share Rapé, that is the tobacco that you blow through the nose. But,
yes. Yeah. Actually, Steve and I are going for Cambo next month, and that is part of our Cambo ceremony as well. Yeah, along with the and I can't remember what it's called, but the eye drops.
Sananga.
Yes. Yeah.
Say it again.
Sananga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so the rapé is like a very strong medicine, because it's like cleaning all your mind and to give you in all your presence. So that's why in some other medicines like ayahuasca, like Cambó, like Bufo, you did first rapé. So to be prepared and to be open and to be in a present.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it can be so shocking that it just stops you from thinking, just stops, and so that you can just feel.
Go into the feel.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what it's
because
for.
it's our thinking that keeps us, especially me, from going deeper.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
if it just shuts off the mind, it's like poof,
So what
shuts
is
off
the
the mind.
vibration of the medicine? Where does the medicine take you? What is it that you feel when you're in the medicine?
The
With
rapé.
love.
No, the Bufo.
Love.
The rapé does the open so that the Bufo can come in and go mind and body. But where does the Bufo take you?
To love.
To feeling, to it connects. Correct me, Miriam, but it allows you to connect to the vibrations of what's going on around you, and what's going on around you is Miriam singing, playing instruments, and so you connect with that vibrational frequency of the instrument. Is that correct, Miriam?
Are you doing traditional songs and stuff then while it's going on?
Yes. I am very honored that the indigenous community of Sonora, they called Comcáac people. In Sonora are a lot of indigenous communities, but I am in touch with this specific community, the Comcáac, and the way that they heal is through the chants. It's not like through the medicine, it's like through their chants. Also, for example, the elder of the community, he doesn't use any medicine. He's a shaman, he is a healer, and he heals through his voice and his chants. So they share me some of them, and I realize when I am working with the Bufo that it's a very powerful tool to go deeper and to connect deeper, because the Bufo medicine is like a very vibration medicine. Imagine that the toad lives underground 9 months. So he's feeling all the vibration of the earth or all the things that are happening very inside the earth, the soil, the ground. The ground.
Yeah.
So it's a very vibrating medicine. So when you are like with these chants and with these instruments, it's like you are, acompañando.
Accompanied or connected
With the people's journey. That's the way that I visualize it, because when the medicine enters, you are like going deep through the labels, like maybe
layers.
Como capas.
Layers.
Thank you, Lisa.
So you're using the chants to guide the journey, and the medicine just makes you open and frequency wise able to vibrate in that. What do we have? We have somebody that asked, so the chants are similar, Mike Swanee. So the chants are similar to Icaros that the Shibobo sing during the ayahuasca ceremonies. Oh, thank you.
Yes. I would say yes.
Yes, are like the Icaros from the Comcáac people.
Okay. So you're so when you do the chants, like I'm familiar with Stanislav Grof breathing technique, where they use music to bring you into a part of the journey and then guide you through the journey. And the music transcends from stuff that would be kind of peaceful, taking you in through like anxiety areas and nervous tension areas, and then to a complete breathing at the end. Is that kind of what you guide along with that then as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I use the instruments like depending on of the moment of the medicine. This medicine, the effect is 15 minutes. It's like very short but very deep. So at the first one, I use instruments that allows to go to vibrations, like the ball, for example. The ball is like opening this space. Then I start with the chants, because I think that the first time is like the strongest one. Like, woo, you go from 0 to 100. So the balls like are open, that space, and in that moment the people is like start liberating all the fear or anger or pain or whatever they have to express. So when they liberate that, I start to chant like, okay, now you are feeling hold with the chants. Like if a mother chant you when you are a baby, that's what I imagine when I start to chant. Like I am holding a baby with all my love, with my voice. And then I start using other instruments, like for example, the drum is to ground you. When you are returning, I start to use the drum because it's the instrument for the heart, for the...
So you're not just leading the journey, you're communicating through and guiding at the points that we release the emotional aspects we need to go further in the journey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, and the way that I communicate is through sounds. Because in that moment, you are not in your mind. You are not like...
Yes.
You are not able to understand through words. You are going to understand through vibrations and energy and essence. I also use like a lot of essence.
Yeah.
This sense is the first one that we have very strong when we are when we are babies. Are the most important sense. El olfato.
What's
Sense
that
of smell.
medical sense of smell? Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I think that through smells also like, yes, it's like very clear when I am accompany someone, because when I maybe feel that the people need so sweet, I put like a flower essence and it's instantly that they start to smile or to do like, okay, I am in a good place.
See.
Wow. Now, as somebody that did the journey, what would you say to add on or take away from the person who's done the journey, from the practitioner?
I don't understand. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, Lisa. Because she's just kind of telling how as a facilitator she would take the journey as the person that did the journey.
Well, my journey, I think at one of the high points, I saw a lot of vibrant colors, and it was very specific. It was, you know, those, when we were kids, that we would put two sticks together and then do a yarn, and it would go in a diamond. You know, we would do, so I saw these diamond shapes with bright colors, purple and pink, and there was all these diamond shapes, and they were just moving, and it was, that was, I think, one of the highest, when I was the highest, you know, because it was very visual for me.
Now, what would have been the vibration you were feeling at the time that you were sensing the diamonds?
It was, I think at that point I had gone somewhere. I had left. So I wasn't necessarily feeling in my body. I had left. Left the building. But when I started coming down, I started feeling and connecting more with my body. And it went specifically to two areas where I still was feeling tension from this accident. It was very interesting.
So you're actually out as spirit.
Yeah, I had gone, and Miriam said that she thought that at that point it was that that bell, Miriam, very high bell that took me
What is bell?
away. Timbor.
Yes.
The thing in the wood, and it was a very high pitched, and I just went. I went, yeah. So for me, I'm still learning how to let go. And so it's a very slow process for me because I
can say that in our community, because we communicate a fair bit, and I can honestly say that since that ceremony to now, I've seen you drop multiple levels of calm, finding your peace in the chaos and being okay.
The last time I chatted with you, well, we chatted once on video, you, Steve, and I, but I chatted with you in November when I was, or in October when I was out west. We were chatting with you on phone, and from that point to this point, you've done exactly what Steve has just said. You have found your calm in the chaos, and it's beautiful.
It's been, well, I haven't done any medicine now since the Bufo ceremony, which was the first few days of January, or the first part of January. So I've been integrating, journaling a lot. I'm in the middle of nowhere, really.
Yet everywhere.
I'm in the country, so lots of nature. I'm able to connect more. Yeah, it's just beautiful here. I'm so grateful I'm actually staying at Miriam's home, watching their pets, the two dogs. So I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to have a safe and calm place to integrate, because in this time, I've noticed a lot of patterns, a lot of bad habits, a lot of interesting habits I have. And I'm continuing on my path of healing, recognizing that I'm a work in progress.
We're all works in progress.
That's amazing. So I did notice that we have one more question over there, but we're going to wait until we come back from break because we're just pretty much there at break time. So I might as well take the spot to do that. So we're going to go to break, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. And when we get back, we do have a viewer question for Miriam when we get back. So we'll get that answered. That's pretty awesome. We'll be back in just, oh, look, I'm hitting buttons and taking everything away from me. And just about 3.5 minutes, folks. So stay tuned.
3.5.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
PACE Radio is the People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network.
Are you watching television on Roku, Fire, maybe an Apple TV or even Chromecast? If you are, then download the Boxcast app and search for CBG TV.
CBG TV, broadcasting to a worldwide audience. Find us at cbgtv.com. You're watching the Cannabis Broadcasting Group here at cbgtv.com.
Did you know that the Pace Radio Network isn't just a radio network? That's right, because most, but not all of our programming is now done via video and is then podcasted at paceradio.net. So if you want to watch our programming, you'll find us on the Pace Radio Network's Facebook page, plus the show's own page, and you'll find us live on the network's YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can find it all, video and audio, at paceradio.net.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection! We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from, the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tynaniga.
We have 2 lines of drinks. One is called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with. And then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Welcome back to the Mushie Moment. We are live here at paceradio.net, cbgtv.com. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, now on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Boxcast on the Roku and Fire TV sticks. So welcome back. We had a question. I'm going to go back here from Mike again. Miriam, he's wondering how much Bufo does one, vape? And how long do the effects last? And do you do one more than one ceremony during a given time?
A ver, Lisa, ¿me ayudas?
Sí, ¿cuánto pongas en la pipa?
Like milligrams? How much?
Sí.
Well, he was asking how much do you ingest, which would be eat. So we should let people know right off the top that you don't eat it.
Exactly. It's not eaten, it's smoked.
Yes.
Maybe you can explain how it is, Miriam. ¿Cómo está la medicina?
Okay, the medicine is like crystals. It's like a dust. Yes. We took it from the glandule of the toad without hurting him. That is an important part, because some people said, oh no, poor toads, but we don't hurt them. You have to know how to do it. So you squeeze this glandule, and this liquid, you put it to dry, and that's what you smoke. There are different doses. I prefer to manage like the medium dose, because it's like easier to integrate after, and it depends, of course, in the person and their experience, but usually I do the medium dose, and the effects of the medicine are 15 minutes, but it's a process, because it's not only like that 15 minutes. The medicine continues working in your body, and the days after, some people like feel reactivations of the medicine, most of the times at night, because when we are sleeping, we are releasing DMT. So it's like that memory that you can feel the reactivation of the medicine. And that's why it's very important that the people that serve you the medicine accompany you the days after the ceremony. Because for some people it's like very, oh my God, what is happening? Maybe I am getting crazy. But it's completely normal to feel these reactivations, and it's an opportunity to integrate all the information that you leave in that 15 minutes, because it's really very deep. And the ceremonies, I do it always one-on-one, like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half per person, with being with them before the ceremony and after the ceremony. That is an important thing.
Yeah. So how many milligrams would a medium dose be?
10 to 15.
Okay. And if a person comes in for a ceremony, do they or a journey, do they do just one ceremony, or do you do two or 3, or is it just one, like one?
One hit, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, one dose.
People work in a different way. There are people that divide the medicine like in three tomas.
Yeah.
Three doses, yes.
3 doses, yeah.
And I do it in one. Like I do it in one, and if I saw that the people needs more, I give them more.
Okay, yeah. So if you think that they need a second time, you would send them a second time.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I always ask, I always say to the people that if they are feeling that they are not very deep connection, that they are not having a deep connection, they can tell me, like, I need more medicine. Or if I see that they are not really connected, I give them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened with me. So I had my first dose, and then Miriam offered me a little bit more. And because I already had some of the medicine in me, the second time I didn't need quite as much. So to reach the same level.
Now, I haven't done the frog per se, but I have done the, there was, I've even got it right here, so I can give you his name and everything. There was a vegan scientist, because he didn't like the frogs being scared, Ken Nelson. And he figured out how to make the substance in a lab. And then he put the recipe is in this book. So he kind of gave the recipe to everybody. That's what I have done. I've done the 5-MeO DMT, which is the chemically derived version of Bufo. The first time I went 3 times. But with that stuff, you build up a tolerance. Like, so when I went the first time, I would do, let's just say 10 milligrams. So the second time, to get the same experience, I would have to do 12 or 13 milligrams. But that's not the case for Bufo. You would go less, because it would kind of combine with what's already in you. Interesting.
Yes, it's different.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's the same actually even for ayahuasca. Once you connect with the medicine, as you go on, you don't need as much. Would you say that's correct, Miriam?
Yes, for sure.
Yes. There's some people that go drink the medicine once a month or once, and they just need a tiny, tiny little bit.
Microdosing.
Yeah, well, so in order to connect, you don't need to have the same amount. It can be less.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big difference between the two, even though one was derived from the other, that they operate in that different fashion. Well, that's very interesting. Very cool.
I kind of get that you can use less to connect, because I was just thinking I had that DMT vape pen.
Yeah.
And I would just take a couple pulls on it, just light pulls, and it would take me back to the Aya journeys. I would just lay out and go back to Aya and find my calm and find my peace again from when we were in the jungle. And it didn't take much to make that connection happen.
It's almost like once you've made that connection, that road in your brain, you've already got that path there. So the next time you do it, it's easier for the medicine to find that path.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it didn't have to do much. It would just bring me into the colors and the vibration, and my subconscious would go, "Oh, we're home. We're here."
Yeah, it's like the memory.
Yeah. Ah, interesting. Thank you, because that wasn't something I'd put together.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though. The same happens to me when I microdose iboga. Like I can close my eyes and very easily, just on 60 milligrams, go back to the 900 milligram trip. Yeah.
Yeah, that place. Because again, we're just going to that place of vibration. So we're going to the vibrational energy that we were in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And that's another thing about the medicine with Bufo for the connecting with the vibrations. I've talked about it before in my chats with you when I talked about ayahuasca and also with mushrooms with the psilocybin. There's something that it does to my body, and I start to feel things, in my body, and that's when I panic a little bit. But people with more experience, that's where they are able to let go. And they just go push, So that's, because we talked about that with my journey.
Did you find the Bufo was easier to let go with?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And it also, not just the medicine taking me there, but having Miriam and her mom, who's also a powerful medicine woman, having the two of them there, it just seemed also to have the women, the power, and they were taking care of me. And I don't know. I just felt, I could let go. I didn't do it 100%. I'm getting there. But it did show me some things, where my body holds.
Yes, without noticing, we can't repair. So as long as you can notice, you've got the chance to heal.
And then also, Miriam afterwards, shared with me some things that happened that I did. And I didn't have that experience afterwards. So that's also very important, I think, is to have that open communication with the facilitator.
So you're talking after you did your journey. So that would be in the half hour afterwards while you're talking. So you're not just giving her information on what you experienced, Miriam. You're also giving her information that she missed in her experience.
That what Miriam saw, what I was doing.
I am not always like each person is like very different. Some people are like very curious of what happened in their body. So for them, I explain. And for other people, it's not important. It's like they were very inside and they don't care what happened with their body. And this is like, I think the power of this medicine is that your body is going to express whatever is needed to express without filters. So if you have to express through shouts, through crying, through laughings, whatever is needed to go out is going to be there because you don't have the control of anything, and you like
all those emotions that we've been stuffing down and bottling up for ages are just going to go bye-bye.
Exactly. Yeah. And you are not realizing what is happening in your body. You are like in your internal flight, and your in this intelligence, the body is like expressing all the stock things that that keep you in a very contractive mode, like
That's a good word, contracted. Because as Miriam explained to me, is everything is contraction and expansion. And for me personally, my protection is to contract. And that also was representative of the accident I had. Everything got stuck in this contracted part in my body. And I think that had I been given a little bit stronger of a dose, I would have purged, because I would have vomited, because I do recall at one point a connection with that area of my body where that pain was. And I remember a thought going through my head, am I going to vomit? I felt like something needed to come out. But as soon as my brain had this thought, then it got in the way.
Right.
So it's also very good for releasing if you've got that strong dose.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple more questions over here.
Yeah.
Mike is once again asking, where are ceremonies held and how often do they occur? Well, Mike, I mean, wherever you can find a facilitator and however often they'll do it. As for Miriam, I'll let her answer that for herself.
Where, like a specific place that I recommend to have a ceremony?
What city? Or no, where are you, Miriam?
Yeah, I think they're asking where you are.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Lisa.
where do you opt? Like obviously in the part of Mexico where Lisa is looking after your home, but you are up here in Canada right now, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am in Squamish, so maybe I can let my phone, my information, so the people, if it's interested, to contact me and to talk more about the medicine and how I am working here in Squamish. I think that I am going to be here like 1 month more. So yes, we can do it. Also, if there are some people interested in Vancouver, I can go there, or we can figure out.
Awesome. Awesome. Mike is also asking, how is the Bufo similar or different to ayahuasca? They are different DMTs, are they not?
Yes. The ayahuasca is DMT. The Bufo is 5-MeO-DMT. So it has another molecules. And the Bufo came from an animal, from a toad animal. The ayahuasca are for plants from the Amazonas. The ayahuasca lasts like many hours. It's like 6 hours, 7 hours. The Bufo is like 15 hours. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And the Bufo, if we talk about energy, the Bufo is a masculine energy and the ayahuasca is a feminine energy, is the grandma. So each medicine, sacred medicine of a plant, we talk that they have a specific energy and a specific way to show us, like how to reconnect with ourselves, and that remember that we are our own medicine. This is important for me because all of these things are like gifts that Mother gave us, the Great Spirit, our gifts, our tools.
Tools, yes.
Mm-hmm.
To remember that we are our own medicine, our own teachers, our own...
Yes, our own healers. We heal ourselves.
Our own healers.
Yes. Yes, that's something that has become very prominent in my journey, is that I'm the only one that heals me. And lots of people can provide tools, they can provide medicines, doctors can provide surgeries, but in the end, I'm the only one that heals me. And my healing depends on me, one, believing I can heal, and 2, trying to heal. So these modalities here, like for me, they've been life changing, absolutely life changing. I'm looking forward and honored to doing a session with you. I know that it's going to be, I know that I need it, and I know that it's going to be the next step in life changing for me as well. I've done the Aya. I haven't had my butt kicked by the male side yet, so I figure come in for a gentle butt kicking, and then I'll go to a boga where I get slapped down.
I went the other way around. Mike is saying thank you for sharing information about Bufo and other medicines. He says it's a very helpful presentation, having both facilitator and participant explaining the journey. And I absolutely agree, Mike. It's really amazing to have both Miriam and Lisa here explaining the Bufo journey that Miriam provides. I think it's beautiful. I love that you're explaining that there's basically live music that you're providing. I mean, like you are giving the medicine, you are helping the medicine heal the human with your beautiful music. And I think that is just absolutely fantastic. It sounds so inviting.
Na, 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 na.
It's all the vibrations, right? It's all the different types of sounds and
I'm looking so forward to this.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can't wait until you go so I can hear all about it. At least I can live vicariously through the through my 2 friends here.
Oh wow! I'm gonna talk to her later about actually videotaping it, because I'd like to videotape the experience if she's okay.
That would be good for your documentary.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm an audio guy by trade, Miriam. So my specialty is sound and vibration.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to step into this.
Can just let go so easy. He connects so easy because that's his.
I can tell you that any fears I had, both of you have quelled already. So thank you.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. We are sadly already at that point in the show where I have to do the thing where I say, we are there. Thank you so much, Miriam, for coming on and telling us about what you're doing. And maybe we can connect you with a few people here in the Vancouver-ish
we'll
area.
Set things up, but if they can't find you, they have no problem finding Cindy or I. And
easily. So we can definitely move things along. If we can have you back on sometime, that would be great. Because I'm sure that there are way more questions that will pop up in the future. It's the same as integration. People will go away and they'll think of this podcast and they'll go, oh my gosh, I'd like to know this or I'd like to know that. And at that point in time, it would be great to be able to get some questions answered for everybody. Lisa, thank you for sharing your journey with us. That's a beautiful journey, and I'm so glad that you went back to Bufo and worked with him, because he's such a beautiful medicine, and I think that's just amazing that you are having such an amazing journey. And now you get to hang out with 2 beautiful pops while you integrate on a beautiful piece of property.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's amazing how unsettling peace and tranquility can be until you just let go of everything and be in the present moment. It's been amazing being here.
Wonderful.
It looks good on you.
It does.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. If people want to get a hold of Miriam, she is going to leave some information with us that we can post. Okay. You can get through her via Steve or I, and the same with Lisa, actually, because I really hope that Lisa continues to live her dream. I know when I head down to Mexico, I'm going to be asking her to play tour guide and doing what she what she can do so wonderfully well. Especially, she's helped Steve a lot on his journey, and I've watched that, and it's been fantastic. So. If
that's
you're ever
on chat, the Facebook group that I created is called Chat. Conscious Healing Alternative Travel.
Oh,
so
I love
you
that.
can catch me there.
Yeah, so we will share that information as well if you want to get a hold of Lisa. Thank you, ladies, so much. Thank you, Steve.
Hey,
thanks.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, no. Yep. Cindy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for inviting
Miriam.
me.
Thank you.
And Lisa. They're backwards. The brain's not working.
You're still learning how the
Thank
buttons
you
work.
guys all for being here, and thank you to everybody that showed up in the room and communicated with us, Mike and Nada and anybody else that was in there. Thank you.
And then that was Greg, actually, is the Facebook user.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
Very awesome. So while we're at the end of the show, thanks for joining us here in the Mushie Moment for today, February 21st, 2023. We are coming to you live from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn now. That's a new one, paceradio.net, cbgtv.com, Boxcast on the Roku and Fire TVs. Please remember you have 1 week left to vote for us and everybody else on the canexpo.ca awards coming up in March. So please, we appreciate your time to head on over there and just click a few buttons and send in the vote. It only takes a minute or two, and you can do it daily. With that being said, I should have been clicking buttons while I was chatting. Thank you so much for joining us. And I won't be here next week. I will be away working a project for a friend, but Steve will be here with a fill-in co-host. So stay tuned to find out who. And they have a fun guest coming on as well. So join Steve and mystery co-host next week for a wonderful show. Thank you so much, and have a great week and then a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.